Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Maritime today is the program we set for the conversation. And today we're focusing on revolutionizing logistics and transportation in Nigeria, a holistic approach. And joining me on the phone line is a man who's no stranger to the microphone. He's a professor of transport and logistics. We're talking about Professor Samuel Gbadebo Odewunmi, former Dean, School of Transportation, Lagos State University, LASU. Prof, it's another thing of joy to have you this morning. Good morning.
Thank you. It's my joy too. Thank you. Good morning to those in the studio, yourself, and all the Nigerian listening.
Right.
It's always my pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. So, Prof, the last time we had a conversation with you was in January this year. And at that time,
Yes.
we were prospecting what transportation will be looking like in the year 2025. This is 8 months down the line. Prof, how would you describe it? How are we faring with transportation in Nigeria?
Well, we are doing it the way we understand. The word you use on this title, and moreover, if I must say this, the topic you have chosen is a PhD stuff. The topic is well crafted, and if I give it to my postgraduate students, they will know that this is a well crafted topic. So the word that you use is, we need revolutionizing, but we are not at that stage of revolutionizing it. We are moving one step. On our way to Babylon.
Right.
One step
at a
gradually
time.
we are moving. But what we need is a quantum leap.
Okay. So it's a slow movement, so to say. But are we fixing the blocks in the right spots? Are we taking the right steps right now?
Oh yes, the way when you gave me the topic, I said, well, this is a very huge one, but I will look at what we are doing, and as far as what we are doing is concerned, I will also make my input about my suggestion how to improve it, how to revolutionize it,
Right?
Because that's the key terms. So, 4 sections I looked at. One, the infrastructure, that is building the backbone. What are we doing? What we should do more. And 2, which is part of revolutionizing, tech and digital systems.
Okay.
That's very critical. The third leg of revolutionizing logistics and transportation in Nigeria is energy, the transition into cleaner, cheaper mobility. That's very crucial. And the fourth leg, because it's a 4-sided quadrangle,
Right.
is on the policy, collaboration, and regulatory system, ecosystem that is there. So then, we're going now into what do you mean by a holistic approach?
Right.
That's part B. And then we look at expected outcomes, impacts, challenges. Then the last part will be challenges and consideration on how to overcome them.
All right. So if I'm going to disorganize this your arrangement, I think I'm going to bring number 4 to 1 now. Maybe we should start first.
Right.
Let's start first with policy. I know the last time we talked about this, you were still saying at the national level there is no real holistic transport policy for logistics and transport, even though Lagos seems to have something that looks like one. So where are we with that at the moment?
I have good news for Nigerians, and that is, thank God you reminded me. I traveled about almost 4 or 5 times for that with the minister, Honorable Minister of Transportation, who has made it his major focus, especially when Lagos decided to beat the track ahead of the federal government. So I think last week, Monday or Tuesday, the national policy on land transport was approved by the Federal Executive Council. The final draft is yet to hit the ministry. When it is passed, there are protocols for you to return from the villa to the ministry. The ministry is working on it. And then I will be opportune to see the final draft and tweak it, because I was part of the team that prepared the document. And when you send the document to the mountain there in the villa, it will come back with certain little corrections, and sometimes it could be massive. So when we get it ready, you will be the one to, I will send it to you, because the essence of policy is for dissemination. It's not like a candle that is under the bushel, so that is useless. So that is a good news on the matter of policy. And the blue economy has also gotten its own.
That's right.
Although, as I said, those of us in the academics, we are agonizing that let us have something big umbrella. But our bread is better than nothing.
Right.
So, as we are doing it for blue economy, doing it for land, doing it for aviation, doing it for pipeline, doing it for air, then we can now easily say, okay, let's bring all these parts into a whole and synchronize them. That will not be difficult. So that's why some of us are going along with disaggregated policy proclamation. But some of Professor Oni, for instance, is not happy that why are we doing it in parts? Why can't we do it? Why are we not doing together? But let's run with what we are, because this government has done since 1993 that we have been chasing this thing around. Almost my entire academic career has been spent in trying to push it. So whatever we get, we should thank God for it and learn how to improve it. So that's my this thing for you on that.
All right. So even taking that to another level then, Prof, because even as we speak, land transportation, as crucial as it is, being the one that moves over 90% of goods and passengers in our country,
correct.
It's always in a dilemma as to who regulates it. So is the policy very clear now? I know we don't have the thing out yet, but from what you've worked on, with the sneak preview, is there a clear-cut regulator for land transport now?
Yes, from what we send off, we don't know what is returning what Moses' testament that we return from the mountain.
Right.
But for what we send up, that will be clear-cut. It may be slightly difficult to implement, but definitely that's what the policy will work on. And the point is that once it's a policy, it's not a law. So it is a little bit of it when we think we require it, that we now policy is like an advocacy and is to encourage and move everybody in that direction. But when it comes to enforcement, it will require a little bit more. So for now, we have clear-cut policy arrangement as to who is in charge. At the apex is the Federal Ministry of Transportation, that is to oversee all the major modes on the land. Okay. Although there is still some, as I said, pipeline, which is also a major mode, is not strictly in the
hands of transportation.
Of the transportation. But all those ones, as we wumble and fumble forward, we will try to adjust how that will be. But in terms of rail, Okpa is strictly under the minister, and they are working like left and right hand. They are working together. I've seen them discuss closely, and that's the major one that is now with rail and road. The tragedy about the road is that one hand is constructing, the other hand is managing.
So who regulates?
That is where the works is constructing,
right?
Transport is managing, and once work constructs under PPP, it also manages it. So those are some of the overlap that we need to deal with as we are implementing the policy. So the main structure is Ministry of Transportation at the top, and at the state level, Ministry of Transportation are expected to follow suit. Unfortunately, not all all states have Ministry of Transportation. Simplicity. Some merge it with environment, some merge it with work, some merge it with other things. But as I said, now the policy will give a general direction, because everybody has been doing things
in silos,
as the spirit leads them,
right?
Or as the laptop presenter was able to convince the chief executive in this state. But now everybody has a document to look at, to act as a roadmap or a guide map as, okay, this is the best way to do it.
Which is good.
That is where we are.
All right. So let's move forward now. So you were talking about the first component, which is supposed to be infrastructure, development, and upgrade.
Yes.
So how far are we gone in that regard?
Well, Lagos is leading in terms of rail mass transit, the blue, the red line, the green line that is in the pipeline. But on the national scale, we have the Kano Kaduna that is being added to Abuja Kaduna, 203 kilometers. And for Lagos, the green line, the red line, is 27 kilometers, and the blue line is a little bit shorter. And the green line is expected to take 500,000 daily riders. So back to the national scale. Now, China is giving us a loan of around 255 million to develop the Kano Kaduna, and Lagos Calabar road infrastructure is going on there, and that's about 700 kilometers. We have done 30 kilometers by May this year. On the maritime side, we have the Lekki deep sea port that is taking a lot. And last week, a major arrival in Onne port is now gradually coming up, and that will decongest Lagos, expectedly so. So then Uncle Dangote is trying to have his own deep sea port, which will be very helpful. Then Bakassi deep sea port too is coming up. So that's as far as infrastructure is concerned. Yes, please.
So that means we're doing a lot in that regard. So we can say, even though it's moving like a snail, but then we are achieving some levels of movement. That's what it means.
Yes, we are making, but what I want to say, because your radio has a very vast audience, I know so many people will be listening, is that just as we are attending to the big ones, the small ones are most important, especially the ones that are existing before. Like, look, if you look at the major trunks, the eastern lines, Sokoto to Lagos, and Maiduguri to Port Harcourt, and the rail that goes the old gauge way, the standard gauge is progressing. But for me, I'm an advocate of, you see, let us keep our heritage going, because this heritage, the economy has clustered around it. So
what do you mean by that, Prof? What do you mean by that?
For example, the major mobility of our freight is along the western line of Kano, Kaduna, that road, Ogbomoso, Ilorin, Ibadan, down to Lagos. That trunk has served Nigeria and Maiduguri to Port Harcourt. Those are the major arteries. So we should keep it open, because all villages, people are built around that area. So the Nigerians have built their logistics around that that major artery since colonial times. So major freight passes through. So you need just to travel from Lagos to Ilorin and see the volume of freight along that artery. But if you see the gridlock, Ogbomoso, in fact, Ibadan or Oyo used to be very good, but it is totally bad now. Now, we were shouting about Oyo to Ogbomoso, then we now find out that the one that was done before. So, because this is where the major economy is, and I will say it loud and clear, that rather than spend money on Sokoto to Badagry, let us make the Lagos, Ilorin, Jeba, the whole road, let us make it more
priority. Okay, so priority will be given to that.
And it will not cost so much. It will not cost so much, because it's rehabilitation, not complete reconstruction. You are not cutting new bushes, you are not bringing new soil, you are just resurfacing those old tracks. And the impact, I'm saying it, and I'm pleading, the major impact that if you make that road through will be 100 times what we gain in the coastal road in the interim.
All right.
Or Sokoto, Badagry Road, because those are new areas. It will take years
before
roads bring people to it. If you see a new road, when the expressway in Ibadan was made, there were no villages around it because people use old road through Abeokuta to come to Lagos.
That's right.
But now you go to Ibadan, everywhere is built up. Road is that powerful. So people have built their economy around that major spinal cord of Nigeria.
Let me take some reactions that are coming here for you, Prof, because anytime you are always on the program, we have lots of people that want to connect with you. 080-99120777. This one says, good morning, Victor and Prof. Odewunmi. Why is moving goods within Nigeria still so expensive compared to other countries? Mrs. Jadesola is sending that one in. Thank you so much. Prof, why is that so?
It is just exactly what I said now. Because the major lines go to Ogbomoso, see your good being grounded. Go to Odoba, go to Jeba. You will see 50% of our goods are grounded.
Okay.
90% of the times, because those roads are bad, and those are the roads that they are applying. Go to Makurdi, that is the eastern line. Although they've done it from Abuja to Makurdi now, but we must take it down. To say that, look, if you travel, what you have between Ibadan, you may not have it as 6 lanes or so, but 4 lanes must go through the entire spinal cord of Nigeria. Because I repeat, if you know the effect of spinal cord on the blood circulation system in a human body, that is what that road is to Nigeria.
Okay. All right. More reactions. This one says, good morning, Victor. Why does it take so long for imported goods to be cleared at the ports? Kenneth Oji is sending that one in. Kenneth, thank you so much.
Yes. You know, the major reason is the congestion at the port. And thank God, although we have to do a lot because for now, Togo port is taking is ahead of us. It's becoming the West African hub, which is a thing of shame. I nearly shed tears when I saw the figures that most of the European countries wants to make Togo port the main hub, and they will now use our own. It is because one, the protocol, the bureaucracy, we have to look at that. Then, but in terms of physical infrastructure, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the Onne Port, the expansion of Tinkan and all that, then the Calabar is beginning to take away the problem of physical infrastructure.
Okay, but let me sneak in one.
Official bureaucracy.
Yes. All right. I have this one. This one says, good morning, Victor. I always feel so happy listening to Prof on your program. Are there any plans to make our railways carry more cargo instead of trucks? Engineer Adeleye is
yes. And you know the guy we have there is our man, Okwefa. I plead with him most of the time. We thought that, look, please don't develop blood pressure. The job is enormous,
right,
but he's up to it. And we, the intellectuals, we are behind him to turn rail, because that question is pregnant. And I know the baby in that pregnancy in the question, that normally the rail should be the donkey of our freight movement, not the road, because the road gets easily damaged when you put those loads on it. So that is what the intendment of that question. And I'm saying that the rail MD, Kayode, Dr. Okwefa, is aware, and that is what is on his mind 24/7. And look, me, I cannot talk of what he has on his master plan, which he showed me, to ensure that rail takes its position. If our colonial masters recognize this and they use it to full effect to move our things abroad, we should not do less now.
All right, let's begin to round this up now because of time constraints. I know we're going to have a part 2 of this, Prof.
Yes, because we have now gone to the tech and systems, energy transition, although you have then. Why is it? I can quickly address the issue of holistic, because it is in your topic.
All right, so in 1 minute, can you do that in 1 minute?
Okay, no, 1 minute. Imagine the physical, digital, and the energy and policy system making them work together. But then we will have to talk about the tech system, the energy system, we have discussed the policy, then challenges, key impact. Those are the one that is pending.
So
we'll be ready to do a receipt of the exam.
We'll definitely do that as well. Prof, it's always a thing of joy to have you join us. But in one word, or perhaps in 1 minute, what's the message? What advice will you give to governments at different levels on how we can make transportation holistic?
Now, the thing is, get those who know the road. Let the experts, let them speak with the experts first. Because I know they mean well. And they think transport is a general area. You know, when people don't have job, they get into transport. Government should not think of transport. And thank God we have a policy now. Let them put people to that policy to read it and let us get a buy-in into the new transport policy.
All right, then we'll leave it at that for now. Professor Odewunmi, it's always a thing of joy to have you. Thank you so much for connecting with us this morning.
My pleasure. My pleasure always.
All right, then. So this morning we've been reflecting on how we can revolutionize logistics and transportation in Nigeria, a holistic approach. And Professor Samuel Gbadebo Odewunmi, former Dean, School of Transport, Lagos State University, has taken us to the classroom this morning, giving us some brilliant ideas on what we need to do to make transportation seamless in Nigeria. We have to go. The program has been produced by Dayo Anthony. Maximum shout out going out to Okoyemi Shodunke and Remi Aluko. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
From A to B, from A to B, from north to south, from north to south, from east to west, from east to west, from port to port, from port to port. You can ship your goods and feel good too. Oh yeah, Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline 0818-888-8895. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.